Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and hello, Fumika-san.
Hello.
So April is the month for terrible stories.
Okay. April is the month for terrible stories.
Yes.
Yeah, April Fools, and that was back then.
You see?
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce another story
Yes.
that you would probably hate.
Okay.
And this is a story about dogs.
Dogs.
The title of this story is Dog's Eye.
Okay.
Now, in Japanese, it's inu no me. Okay? So you already have a bad feeling about this story. So there's a guy who has a pain in his eyes, well, actually one of his eyes, and he goes to a doctor, and he says, my eye has been hurting for a while, and the doctor checks and says, okay, well, you need to wash it. Okay, so like, wash my face? No, I'll treat you. So just relax and stay there. And the doctor goes and just takes the eye out, right?
Okay.
And the eye is here. And the guy's going, well, what happened? I can't really see. Okay, don't worry, okay? I'm gonna treat this thing. And so the doctor asks one of his assistants to wash the eyeball with some liquid with medicine. And so the guy washes it, right? And he said, wash it well. So the guy washes it well. And when it's done, doctor receives the eye and tries to put it in, but then it won't go in because it sucked the water and
absorbed it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit bigger, so it won't go in. And doctor's going, well, what's going on? It doesn't go in. And so he says, I need to maybe dry it for a while. So asks the assistant, put it in the sun for a while and wait for it to dry up. And then it'll shrink and it'll go in. And he asks the patient to wait a little bit. And then while they're talking a little bit, and then when it's time to take the eye back into the patient, the doctor asks the assistant for the eyeball, and the assistant says, it's not here. What are you talking about? Wait, you kept the door open? Oh no, that dog in the neighbor must have eaten it. And they see a dog walking by in front of the door, and the dog is going like, like, see, look at it. He likes eyeballs, and he ate it up. And the patient's going, what? What's gonna happen to me? I lost my eyeball. Okay, don't worry. And the doctor tells the assistant, okay, catch that dog. We're gonna get one eye from that dog. Assistant catches the dog. Doctor takes the eye out and puts it in the patient eye. And it's perfect size, and it goes in. But the patient is going, well, doctor, I can't see. And the doctor's going, oh, I made a mistake. I put it the other side, like this side. So, okay, I'm gonna take it out and then put it on. How is it? And the patient says, well, yeah, now I can see and there's no pain, and I guess I'm fine. Okay, so just let it heal, and then come back in about a week and tell me how it's going. And after a week, the patient comes back. Doctor asks, so how is it going? The patient says, yeah, it's been fine, and I can see a long distance much better than I used to, and even at night I can see way better than before. So it's been very, very good. Okay, that's very good. But there's one problem, and that's the punchline. Yes, and what is that problem? And the guy says, every time I see a pole, I start to want to pee on it.
Oh.
So yeah, that's the.
It's I mean, it's not a horrible story. I don't hate it.
You don't hate it?
I think it was because you prepared me and saying it was like a like a weird story.
And also because you heard the other story the last time.
Last time that was like a more political, like a different type of story. This was more of just
very, very silly.
Silly.
Maybe like a fantasy.
Not a fantasy because it's not pretty.
Not
Usually other Rakugo stories are more like a fantasy, and I can imagine, it's a lot of fake stuff in the story, but it's like whimsical and it's like fun, But this is more like, what is it like?
This one's just gross.
It's just gross. It's like a scary story. But it's,
But
it's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not a real story, right?
And it was I was actually visualizing everything you were saying, like, taking it out, and putting it in, and it's just gross, but story-wise.
But the thing is, if you're a big dog lover, you would be worried about that dog who lost one eye.
That's true.
Because it's just wandering.
But no, so because the person is also having his eyeball taken out, then I think it kind of makes it okay for the dog. Because I thought it was just going to be like a dog being hurt and just the dog's eyeball being pulled out. Yeah. But because the whole story is kind of just too unrealistic with the human eye being pulled out and being
you
washed.
Don't die by
you
that.
don't die, it's all very silly, and you're just kind of like picturing it. And just while I'm picturing it, I'm like, why am I picturing such a grotesque image in my mind? Yeah. Like, where is this going? It's going nowhere, and there's no point to this story, but it's funny because
no point at all.
Because you can understand why, it's a very, I mean, what is this? What's the genre? Like, okay, so what are the genres in Rakugo stories?
Yeah, it's an animal story, I guess, the genre, story. And can you see a moral in this story?
No, no moral.
Pick a good doctor, maybe.
Pick a good doctor, okay.
Yeah. So this is one of the stories I don't perform.
You've never done it in Japanese or English?
I have never done it in Japanese or English. I probably will not. Maybe better than the last story, but I probably will not do this. I don't know. I don't know how you would think about this story.
Actually, this one, I wonder what people would think of it, because maybe it's more like a story for kids.
Yes.
And the kids would be like, ew, ew. I can imagine them being like,
maybe they would give us a good reaction.
A better reaction, just because they're more, and they would understand the concept of like a dog peeing on a pole is a very like worldwide, common, thing. So. I feel like I can just imagine my kids being like, what, ew, and like making all these reactions and being like,
actually, this story might work very well with kids.
Especially if you give them the briefing of it's going to be a really gross story, so, be prepared kind of thing. Because it's like, they're going to be going into a Rakugo story and, looking for something fun, but then if they're not expecting the grossness, then they might be surprised. But if you tell them in advance...
I may say it's a scary story because this is not as scary as you would think. You would you would expect. So maybe I would do it in a
for
child.
Kids. Yeah, I mean it's very easy to understand. No moral, but just I mean this is Rakugo, right?
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, it was. I don't hate it. Yeah.
Switching the eyes, you turn into a dog. You start having dog's habits and stuff like that, right?
It's like not a sci-fi, but what would the genre? If this was like a movie, what movie? Like what genre would it be? Like,
I mean, it would be a sci-fi.
Sci-fi, probably. Like because like I was picturing like Indiana Jones. Where have you seen the scene where they're having dinner or a meal, and then there's eyeballs, and then there's like all this gross stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I was just picturing, like, I flash back to like Indiana Jones and that scene of people eating. I think they were eating eyeballs, and they were eating monkey brains and all this stuff.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I don't. Yeah. So,
as a kid, seeing that scene.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a trauma But I was probably very, very excited when I saw that scene. And if that happens in a kid's mind, then that would be good. I mean, that would be a life-lasting,
story. Yeah, they were going to be like Rakugo.
Man, man, dog's eye. I remember that story more than anything.
Yeah.
So the thing is, why this story exists, because it's different from all the other stories.
Yeah, very different.
And so in the variety of many stories, for example, when you have a lineup of 4 performers or 5 performers, this could be very, very unique and different, and it could fit in the program.
It's very different. Wait, I just realized, is that why you're wearing like an animal type of...
See?
But there's no dog. There's a penguin, fox, sheep, bear. What's the one underneath it?
Pig? What? Oh, underneath
it. Pig, and then the bottom is like a cow or something? Yeah.
Is it, yeah? Rhino? No?
A rhino, yeah.
Yeah. No dog.
No dog.
And this is a turtle.
And this is a turtle. No dog. Good, good.
Yeah. We looked for dogs around, but we couldn't find any.
No dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Cute story.
It's a cute story. No, it's not a cute story. It's a gross but fun story. That's how I see it. Like I was expecting too much, or like a really, really bad type of story. So I was like...
Yeah, like beating up.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is basically beating up an animal.
But it's so unrealistic that you can kind of separate
right?
It's not, if it was a little bit realistic and then they were like doing something mean to the dog, then I'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to hear it. But it's just too...
It's like very simple movement. Whoop, here you go. And whoop.
I also started to remember there was like gumball machines when I was really young. And there would be white gumballs with the printed eye.
Okay. Yeah.
I was imagining those.
Oh.
I would have you seen those?
So it's chewing gum?
It's chewing gum. It's like a gumball.
Okay.
It's like a big one, not the small ones, but it's like a big white gumball with the pupil printed on it. So it looks like you're eating an eyeball, but it's gum. So I was, I
wonder if they exist even now.
Ah, that's true.
Maybe no more.
That's right. Maybe no more.
But I guess that's a proof that kids get attracted to those kinds of things.
Yeah, gross things. Yeah, for sure.
So this story has not yet been banned by the Yosei. I don't know if it will in the future.
I don't think this one will.
Maybe not.
I mean, maybe. Well, yeah, for animal lovers that might be. But the fact that it's hurting a person too, it kind of makes it like. Okay, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my opinion. If it didn't have the whole, the guy getting his eye pulled out, then it would be bad. But
that's true. So, but I never thought about performing the story until today. But discussing with you today, I thought maybe I'll go to an elementary school or a kindergarten and do the story. Maybe the teachers would hate me for performing this. And they would be saying, "Why did you choose this?" But I have a feeling that the kids would
not kindergarten though. Maybe
not
they'd be too little to like.
Maybe it'll be a real trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like elementary kids, I think would understand that this is so fake. It's so stupid. It's so funny. Ew.
That's
kind of
true.
like they can react to it because they know it's not real.
Okay, so it's gonna be 3rd graders or more.
Yeah, or like
First, second,
elementary.
maybe too young. Okay. I'll do it.
Yeah, but wait, can I ask you? So when you're like, you introduced us to this story and last story. Where do you get these stories from? I know they're all traditional, and is there like
I just know those stories.
Rakugopedia.
There's a Rakugopedia. Yes, I mean I have heard other performers perform this story. These stories, I have, so I know the stories, the storyline, the summary for the stories. I just have not performed it as a rakugo. So yeah, from my past experiences.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was just like, how do you come up with these? How do you choose your stories? I was wondering. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought I might as well pick some stories that you would hate.
Okay.
Once in a while.
So this month was trying to make me hate
yeah.
Rakugo. But actually, this one
didn't work as well.
It didn't work as well. Yeah. You don't know me well enough. This is a good one.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'll choose a more positive,
Yes.
comfortable story
For May.
for May.
Please
yeah.
do. Make us all happy, feeling good.
But I'm sure some of you loved this story as well.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let us know in your comments.
Okay, so that's about it for this time, right?
Short and sweet.
Short and nice.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be back in May after Golden Week, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
After
You won't
Golden
be
Week?
going anywhere, right?
No,
For-
I won't be going anywhere.
For the long holiday,
No, just staying
sticking in Tokyo.
in Tokyo, yeah.
Me too.
Taking it easy. Yep.
Well, I'll see you again
Yes.
next month, 2 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
So thank you, and thank you for watching. See you,
Bye.
and bye-bye. See you in May.